Good Saturday evening, South Mississippi. Meteorologist Taylor Graham here in the newsroom, and we have a lot to talk about in terms of the weather this weekend, not only for South Mississippi, but across the Southeast and the Ohio Valley, Texas. We are continuing to track a huge winter storm across parts of the U.S. Now, as for South Mississippi, we have seen some showers tonight, but things are going to be turning much colder by the end of Sunday. So we're still going to keep some of those showers around through about midnight tonight. Chances are you had some rainfall today. You may have even heard some loud rumbles of thunder as well. But we're going to be getting a little bit of a break in that overnight tonight and before the sunrise. However, another round of showers and storms ahead of a cold front and an area of low pressure is going to be moving in tomorrow morning, roughly between about 7 o'clock in the morning through noon tomorrow. These will be pushing in and out of South Mississippi fairly quickly. There will be the chance for a few strong to even severe thunderstorms. Once the rain moves out of the way, temperatures are going to be dropping dramatically tomorrow. We're starting off in the 60s, and then we're going to be ending up in the 40s by the end of the day. Sunday night, tomorrow night, and Monday night, it is going to be getting brutally cold with temperatures in the low 20s. Factor in the wind Sunday night, and we could see some wind chills in the lower teens. So I've been joking, this is like weather whiplash over the next 24 to 48 hours. Throughout the rest of tonight, specifically the next few hours, could still keep a few showers around the area, but again, rain chances look lower overnight tonight. They will be picking back up as we get closer to the sunrise, and between 7 o'clock and noon tomorrow will be our best chance of seeing more showers. Taking a look right now, first alert radar showing some leftover rainfall mainly north of I-10, and we can see some scattered showers passing through Jackson County, but Harrison County, Hancock County, you are beginning to dry out a little bit more. At times this evening, we had some heavier downpours, some rumbles of thunder. Thankfully, we did not get anything severe here in South Mississippi. Let's also take a look at the temperatures across the state. Mild this evening along the coast, 61 currently in Gulfport. Not too far to the north, they're in the mid-40s in Hattiesburg, and they are below freezing in Tunica. Tupelo right now at 31, 18 in Tunica, 14 in Little Rock. So it's always interesting to see whenever you can get a gradient of temperatures this drastic, especially across the state. In New Orleans right now at 59, we are actually going to continue to warm up a little bit more overnight tonight into Sunday morning before the sunrise. Temperatures will be reaching the mid to upper 60s, but areas to our north, especially in the northern part of the state, have been below freezing. And of course, that's where we have been finding that wintry mess today. We've had freezing rain, sleet reported in North Mississippi, causing quite a few travel issues. They're also seeing that in northern Louisiana, and even farther to the north is where we can find plenty of snow, where we've got that blue color showing up on radar. Notice out in East Texas, across the Dallas and Fort Worth area, snow, freezing rain, sleet. We've got some of that across Tennessee into Kentucky. So this is a huge winter storm impacting a lot of states in the United States. And taking a little bit of a deeper dive into this, well, we've got an area of low pressure near the surface that's close to Houston right now. We have enough warm air over South Mississippi to give us just plain old rain tonight. We actually have that warm front just to our south. That's lifting to the north tonight, warming us up briefly, but the cooler air will be moving in behind that area of low pressure over us tomorrow. And like I said, temperatures are really going to be dropping dramatically throughout the day. In terms of our chance of seeing any wintry precipitation, it looks very slim. Even though it is going to be turning drastically cooler tomorrow, doesn't look like we're going to be getting below freezing at the same time whenever some of that moisture is going to be left over. Just does not look like that is in the cards for us, which obviously I would say that is good news. I know a lot of people want some snow, but this would have been more of an ice maker anyway, and they are certainly seeing the freezing rain and ice to our north. Those areas highlighted in that deep purple color are under an ice storm warning. That includes Jackson, Oxford, Starkville. So they are under ice storm warnings up into North Mississippi, close to the Alabama border. Also under ice storm warnings, in addition to parts of northern Louisiana, this is where we are expecting some major travel issues across the state. Not only that, power could be going out over the next 24 hours. So big headaches going on in the northern part of the state. And even north of that, that's where we have winter storm warnings. Now, we do have winter storm watches just to our west in parts of Louisiana. But even then, the ice accumulations there are looking pretty low. Now, keep in mind, though, even just a little bit of ice can cause some issues. But for South Mississippi at this time, not really expecting any accumulating wintry precipitation, so we are not under any of those winter storm watches or winter weather advisories. Thankfully for us, looks like the major impacts are going to be to the north, but I'm sure a lot of people have family, friends that live in different parts of the states and southeast, so you may want to check in on them to make sure that they are doing okay. For us, it just looks like it is going to be too warm for us to see much, if at all, of any of that wintry precipitation. But check out how expansive this storm is. We still see what looks like winter weather advisories in East Arizona. Winter storm warnings extending all the way from New Mexico, Texas, up through Kentucky, West Virginia, all of New York, all the way up to Maine. This system is definitely bringing some impacts. And of course, across parts of the deep south is where we have those ice storm warnings. But just emphasizing, it really looks like the major impacts are going to stay to the north here in South Mississippi in terms of wintry weather in the form of precipitation. Now, that being said, with this system, we are going to be on the warm side, so warm, in fact, that that may provide a little fuel for some thunderstorms tomorrow to become on the strong side. So between about 7 o'clock tomorrow and noon, we will be watching some thunderstorms rolling through South Mississippi. We may be just warm enough to have enough instability to get a few strong wind gusts, maybe even a brief tornado. The overall risk is low, but it's not zero. So tomorrow morning, while other parts of the states are seeing freezing rain, we may be dealing with some strong to even severe thunderstorms. So this is kind of an interesting setup here. A little bit of everything for everyone across the southeast. And that also extends into Alabama, the Florida Panhandle. That's where we find that level 2 risk of severe weather. Those areas are going to be able to warm up a little bit more ahead of the leading edge of these showers and storms. So again, gusty winds, even a brief tornado, not completely out of the question. So we'll play this out on Futurecast. Notice that the rain will continue to lift to the north overnight tonight, and temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 60s. We'll see that warm front get a little bit closer to us and pass through. It's also going to be breezy at times tonight with winds mainly out of the south. I've stopped this at about 8 o'clock in the morning. Notice that temperatures ahead of these showers and storms, upper 60s, low 70s, a mild or even warm start to the day, maybe a little bit on the muggy side. Then, as these showers and thunderstorms pass through, the colder air is going to be moving in behind it. Doesn't quite look like it's going to be cold enough to really see wintry mix, but temperatures will quickly plummet into the 40s, possibly even the upper 30s a little bit farther inland. Those showers and storms will be moving in and out fairly quickly. I would say by between 2 and 4 o'clock, most of the rain will be moving out of the way. It's going to be much, much cooler in the afternoon with temperatures in the 40s. Not only is it going to be colder, it's also going to be windy, and that's going to make it feel even colder. Temperatures by midnight that night should easily drop below freezing. Then we are aiming for morning lows before the sunrise on Monday in the low to mid 20s. Factor in the wind, that's going to make it feel even colder. And Monday morning, it is going to be brutally cold here in South Mississippi. So something to watch out for. I mentioned too that overnight tonight into Sunday, it's going to be breezy. We're going to see winds mainly out of the south and southwest before those showers and thunderstorms arrive. Could see some gusts near 25 to 30 miles per hour, especially over the water. And a heads up, small craft advisory will be in effect tomorrow morning. Then we do have a gale warning that's going to be going into effect tomorrow night after this cold front passes through completely. So by tomorrow night, winds will be shifting out of the north and west. Could see some gusts near, I would say, 25 to 30 miles per hour once again, and it's still going to be pretty windy by Monday morning. So when you factor in the cold air and the wind, it's not a good combination. That does increase your risk of getting frostbite or even hypothermia if you don't protect some of your extremities like your fingers, your ears, your nose. So something to be aware of if you have to be out and about early Monday morning, and hopefully you don't. So Monday morning, these are actual forecast temperatures. Low to mid 20s. Even along the coast, we're looking at the mid 20s. And with several hours below freezing, pipes are going to be very vulnerable. So I highly recommend wrapping any exposed pipes. Open up your cabinets, let your faucets trickle a little bit. It is going to be brutally cold in the morning, and obviously people, pets, and plants will need to be protected Sunday night and into Monday. Now check this out. When you factor in that strong breeze out of the north and northwest, we could see the wind chill as low as 9 to 10 in inland areas. Brutally cold. I would say this is cold no matter where you are across the country, but especially along the Gulf Coast. This is something that we don't see very often. So brutally cold Monday morning. It's going to be windy, and we're really not warming up much at all during Monday afternoon. High temperatures struggling to even get into the low 40s, and that goes for some of us along the coast as well. We will see some sunshine, but it's really not going to be warming us up too much. Then another pipe busting freeze, very likely Monday night into Tuesday, and with the wind a little bit calmer, we'll have a better chance of hitting some upper teens, possibly a little farther inland. Low 20s expected along the coast. So it will be another night where your pipes will need to be protected, and obviously people, pets, plants will need to be protected from the cold as well. And it's not just that night. Even Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, temperatures likely going to be below freezing. But because it's going to be so cold Sunday night and Monday night into Tuesday morning, the National Weather Service has actually issued an extreme cold warning. As you know, we are not very acclimated to this type of cold here in South Mississippi. Our bodies are just not used to it. So it does pose a threat to getting frostbite if you are going to be spending much time outside early Monday morning and early Tuesday morning. In addition to that, hypothermia if you don't take precautions like making sure you have a thick jacket or gloves. We want everyone to stay safe over the next few nights because of this brutal cold, and check in on your neighbors as well. If you have elderly neighbors, make sure that they have a way to stay warm over the next few nights. So I think you can catch the gist of it. It is going to be extremely cold Sunday night and also into Monday night. So again, check on the vulnerable people you may know in your neighborhood. If you have any family or friends that you're a little concerned about, check in on them to make sure that they have a way to stay warm. And the elderly, of course, please bring in any pets that you're able to. Make sure that they can stay warm, especially Sunday night and Monday night. And wrap any exposed pipes tomorrow night. Keep them wrapped up Monday night. Open up your cabinets, let some warmer air move in around some of your pipes, and let your faucets drip as well. So really important to do that tomorrow night and Monday night. That being said, it's still going to be really cold Tuesday night into Wednesday, especially farther inland. So that's another night where pipes will need to be protected. On the coast, we're looking more at the upper 20s. And even Thursday morning, Friday morning, even though we may not be as cold, it's still going to be cold. Temperature is still close to freezing, and if you live north of I-10, it's going to be a little bit below freezing still Thursday morning and Friday morning. So this cold snap actually going to be lasting quite a long time here, especially for our standards. Usually we warm up quickly. That just does not seem to be the case this time. We are looking at another round of cold air moving in at some point by the end of this upcoming week and into the next weekend to kick off the month of February. There has already been a lot of chatter about potentially another winter storm across the Gulf Coast or the southeast. It really depends on where the track of this area of low pressure is going to be and if that moisture is going to be meeting up with more of that cold air. It's too early to really know any details, but I will say this. Forecast models today have really trended so far south that almost all of the precipitation ends up being over the open water and into parts of South Texas and not really showing much of a wintry potential. That's what latest forecast models have been showing today. So snow lovers, I would not get your hopes up too high for anything like that. It's something we will monitor over the next several days, but too early to know any details. Just letting you know though that the trend is that this system may be so far south that we really don't get much rain or anything out of it overall. But it does look like this next weekend also going to be pretty cold. So tomorrow in the morning, showers and thunderstorms likely. We start off in the upper 60s. We drop quickly into the 40s by about lunchtime and into the afternoon. So that 67 you see there, that's going to happen early in the day. Then pipe busting freeze expected Sunday night into Monday with temperatures in the low to mid 20s. Wind chill in the low teens. We're only staying in the low 40s on Monday. Then another brutal cold night, I would say, Monday night into Tuesday with temperatures possibly in the upper teens and low 20s. Another pipe busting freeze definitely in the forecast Monday night into Tuesday. And notice there, it's really not going to be warming up much at all this week. At least we will see some sunshine. Hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better. But Wednesday and Thursday, we're back in the 50s. That's still below normal for South Mississippi. There is the potential that maybe we briefly see a morning low above freezing Friday night into Saturday. But even then, by Saturday and Sunday, things are looking pretty cold once again. So after tomorrow morning, bundle up because we are in for some very much some winter-like weather over the next several days. So time now is 8:51. We will have another update on your forecast coming up tonight at 10 o'clock on WLOX. So we'll have the latest on that. Hopefully you'll join us there and soak up these 60s while they last, because I would say within the next 12 to 18 hours, this mild air is going to be long gone and we are going to be stuck in some pretty cold air for a little bit, especially tomorrow night and into Monday night. So we hope you join us tonight at 10 o'clock for the latest news and weather on WLOX.